So, you want to know the fun things to do in Tempe, Arizona. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. And if I had a family member or a friend ask me what I would do in Tempe, these are the things I would recommend. I'm Courtney Strzelczyk, your local realtor, and today we're going to talk about the locals' favorite things to do in Tempe. At the end of the video, I'm also going to talk about one thing that most people are probably going to want to stay away from. So many of you probably already know this already, but Tempe is the home of Arizona State University, ASU. Go Sun Devils. This university is huge. It's about 70,000 students that come here. So as a result of that, the university has brought in so many different restaurants, breweries, art festivals, music. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is Tempe Town Lake, and this is just north of the university. A lot of people do go paddleboarding or kayaking. If you don't own one of those things, there's also plenty of rentals available. There's even this swan-shaped pedal boat that you can rent if you want to. So this is actually where they host the Ironman Arizona. So this is where the athletes actually swim. There's also in the spring, there's a dragon boat festival. A handful of years ago, I did actually compete in the dragon boat race. We were complete amateurs, but it was a great time, and it's just a good time too if you just want to go watch. If you're looking for more of a land activity, there is a trail on the side of Tempe Town Lake, a paved trail, and you can either go jogging, walking, or cycling on this trail. I do want to make a note, this area I wouldn't say is unsafe. However, there is, I have heard some stories of petty crime happening in this area. So just be conscientious, maybe don't leave valuables in your car. We do tend to see a lot of foot traffic on these trails. However, if you are going there like really early in the morning or maybe late at night, so just be conscientious of your surroundings if you happen to be alone. Of course, if we're talking about Tempe Town Lake, we have to bring up the Old Mill Avenue Bridge. This bridge spans over the lake, and you have to keep in mind, Phoenix Metro is a very new area. This bridge is actually creeping up on 100 years old, so it's definitely this iconic landmark in Tempe. It really is a beautiful and distinctive bridge. On holidays, they light it up, and it just adds to the ambiance of hanging out at Tempe Town Lake. Right off of the lake, there is a park. It's called Tempe Beach Park, and throughout the year, they host several festivals and events. Spring, they have a huge music festival called the Innings Music Festival. Last year, they had Eddie Vedder, Green Day, The Revivalist. Also have the Oktoberfest in the fall, and also the Tempe Festival of Arts. So I'll put the link below for different events throughout the year so you can see what might be happening now. ASU, it's a huge party school. They know how to have a good time. Football games are no exception to this. There's a football game, there's a lot of tailgates, parties. Even if the Sun Devils aren't having a great year, people still go out and have a great time. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're into football, or maybe you just want to go people watching. So another really cool thing on the campus or next to the campus is Hayden Butte. This is also known as A Mountain because it has a giant A on the side of the mountain. So it's about a mile hike, a few hundred feet of elevation gain, great overlook of the city. A lot of people do hike up during the evening and then they watch the sunset. I will warn you, during the cooler months, it can get quite crowded, but it's beautiful. So my friend and I actually go there frequently and run up just for a workout and try to catch a sunrise. And I will tell you, there's many less people. So if you're willing to get up early in the morning, it's also another beautiful time to just get a great view of Tempe. You can actually see over to Phoenix and South Mountain. It's beautiful and a lot more peaceful in the morning. So if you're around the campus area and you are an art enthusiast, definitely check out James Terrell's ASU Skyspace. It's called Air Apparent. It's an art installation on campus. It's a more modern, minimalistic design, really intended to curate a more meditative experience. The structure has a large cut in the ceiling, and the intention is for people to either sit or lie down and then watch as the light changes through either dawn or dusk or during the day through this cut. And then at night, there's a lot of like LED ambiance lighting, and this really just creates an awesome experience for sky gazing at night. It's free, and if you're looking for more of a quiet, chill experience, definitely worth checking out. So now we're gonna jump a little bit north and talk about Papago Park. Okay, so Papago Park is technically in the city limits of Phoenix. However, because it's so close to ASU, I know a lot of people from Tempe do claim Papago Park. Papago Park is this natural oasis, and it's comprised of these beautiful red sandstone features and buttes. There are several trails throughout the park, and the most popular one is Hole in the Rock. Yeah, so it's exactly what it sounds like. There's a hole in this giant rock formation. So I will tell you, this is one of my favorite places in Phoenix to catch a sunset. So you climb up into this hole and you're looking out onto the west side of Phoenix. It can get quite crowded, particularly on the weekends, but it's still an amazing place to check out. So Phoenix Zoo is actually in Papago Park. So if you have kids, it really is a beautiful zoo worth checking out. But the other thing Papago Park has is the Botanical Gardens. And I will tell you, this is actually one of my all-time favorite things, not just in Tempe, but in Phoenix. I have had several people that have come to visit me, and I've taken them there, and they were not very excited about it at all. They were not into plant life as much as I am, but they were mesmerized by this place. It really is incredibly enchanting. You guys have to go. You will love it. And then every second Tuesday of the month, they actually have free admission. And I will tell you a local tip. You guys, if you go there shortly before sunset, there's something about the lighting. It just makes this place so magical. And then you have all these red rock formations in the distance. It's really incredible. Don't miss this one. If you are a music lover, I would highly recommend checking out Marquee Theater. I'm a huge music lover and love going to live shows here. So it definitely is more of an intimate venue. When you first walk in, it's just one main open room, and then there's a balcony surrounding the room. Energy is always really good there, and it's also very easy to get in and out of this theater, even if you're taking an Uber, which isn't always the case with other music venues. I'll also put a link in the description so you can see a lineup of upcoming artists. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Four Peaks Brewery. So this is a staple in Tempe. Do have brewery tours that you can sign up in advance. So I know this building is about 100 years old. It used to be an old ice factory. There's a lot of rumors that the building is haunted. Now I know there's a lot more to the tour than just this, but it is a great experience. And if you're into beer at all, of course the beer is really good. There's a restaurant as well with good food. We're going to go back a little bit closer to campus and talk about Mill Avenue. This is in the heart of Tempe, and it's a very energetic area. There are boutique shops, breweries, coffee shops, restaurants. What I really enjoy is a low-key piano bar. Of course, they have live music, but more importantly, dueling pianos. It's always a great time, and they know how to put on a good show. Another place to check out if you're into comedy is Comedy Improv. So this is technically not on Mill. It's a block over, but it's still in that same neighborhood. So they do have some bigger name comedians coming, and then they also have some local comedians as well. I'll put the link in below so you can see the current lineup. At the beginning of the video, I did mention there is one thing that I would avoid in Tempe, and this is actually Mill Avenue. But what I'm talking about is Mill later at night. So Mill Avenue they have several bars and clubs. However, it is very much dominated by college students. Now, if you're a college student, it's gonna be a great time. But if you're looking for nightlife and you don't want to be around a lot of drunk college students, I would definitely check out other areas. One area that's not terribly far is Old Town in Scottsdale. And you can also go to downtown Phoenix. I personally really like going to Roosevelt or the Art District in Phoenix. Tempe is quite a large city, and the further south you go, it's quite a different feel, just the further away you get from Arizona State University. If you guys are thinking of living here and you have questions on what more day-to-day life would be, I am here to help, so reach out. Phoenix has stolen my heart, and I really, really enjoy talking to people, particularly if you're moving out of state and don't know what it's like here. So don't hesitate to reach out. And if any of this was helpful, please subscribe. It helps my channel significantly. And as always, thank you so much for your time. Right, have a fabulous day and take care.